Around 20,000 people have fled their homes on the Greek island of Rhodes, where wildfires continue to burn out of control. Fires are also burning on the islands of Corfu and Evia. Nearly 2,500 people have now been evacuated from Corfu as fires burn there. Greece has been sweltering under a lengthy spell of extreme heat, with daily temperatures well above 40 degrees. Well, our reporter, Azadeh Moshiri, joins us live now from Rhodes. And Azadeh, let's just start off with the latest on those fires in Rhodes.
Luquessa, I just got off the phone with the fire service and they have told me that once again, in his words, we are hunting fires every day, that for an 8th day, the fire is raging here on Rhodes. Now, behind me is a big plume of smoke over the hills. And what he told me was that about half an hour ago, the situation here has changed and once again, fires are raging across the island. He said that specifically in the area between Gennady and Vati, where 2 rivers have dried up and have made it such a difficult problem for him here. He also said that the fire service had to evacuate more people in Platanistos, another village. He didn't have the exact figures. They haven't counted them exactly. We're talking about hundreds, not thousands, is what he said. But it's very much clear that the situation on Rhodes is still not safe when it comes to wildfires. But having said that, remember, this is quite localised, so we're talking about the south here.
Azadeh, I'm just looking behind you, and essentially I can see the food that is fueling those fires, combined with the heat, obviously, and the wind. And we did speak earlier about some of the work that firefighters had been carrying out in order to build a fire break, essentially. Just tell us more about that.
Cressa, that's absolutely right. I am literally in the middle of a fire break right now because, as you say, they are trying to cut off the fuel that makes these wildfires spread. Now, the village of Masari was evacuated yesterday. I spoke to some of the locals who have come back, and the fires were coming from the hills behind me. That's why it's black and charred over there. And this fire break I'm in the middle of was meant to stop those fires from coming towards the village, protect the people there. And to my right are some embers, some fire that has slightly been reignited. I've had the ash come and blow across me and my team's faces a few times. And it is clearly because of the weather. That's what the fire service was echoing to me just moments ago, that the weather conditions are very difficult here. The winds are strong, and that's why fire trucks have still been driving through this town and around this fire break to make sure that the fires aren't reignited near the village.
Azadeh, I just, to the right of you, I just saw some smoke looking as if it was coming out of a trunk of a felled tree. Is that how close you are to the fires?
So that's exactly what I was referring to here. The new fires are over the hill. And I can see them from here, but we're not right next to them. What you're seeing there is just a consequence of the heat. As I've been traveling across the mainland with my team, my producer Jack, across Greece's mainland and now here in Rhodes, it isn't uncommon to suddenly see the bark of a tree, of an olive tree, or other pockets of land suddenly have smoke coming out of them. That's how present the risk of fires is, and it's because of the temperatures here.
OK, Azadeh, do stay safe. Thank you very much indeed for that update. Thank you. Well, Professor Craig Clements is Director of the Wildfire Interdisciplinary Research Centre at San Jose State University. He's actually in Greece at the moment, sharing research and also collaborating with the fire experts in the country. This is what he told me earlier.
Well, we're doing a shared agreement where we're sharing information across our institutions. And one of the things that we're doing is we're providing them some observational tools, upper air radiosonde systems, to get better fire weather observations. And this is one of the leading teams in fire weather in Europe. And this will allow them to better forecast and predict fire risk for Greece.
And what do you make of this year's wildfires? How would you describe them?
These are very extreme fires. The conditions with the heat wave here in Greece is pretty unprecedented. It's similar to what they had in 2018 with the most deadly fire in Greece, the Mati fire. But these conditions are very, very hot. very, very dry. And so we're seeing that unfold with a lot of these fires on the islands and in the mainland of Greece.
When you say unprecedented, are you referring to the climatic conditions? Is that right?
Yeah, the extended heat wave that's crippling most of southern Europe and also the western U.S. and south U.S. Yeah, this is all happening at once. We've got fires in California and the western U.S., while we have fires in southern Europe, and particularly these extreme fires in Greece.
Professor, are wildfires man-made in terms of how they are started? Because summers are hot or warm, depending on where you are, obviously. But what kicks off, what triggers a wildfire?
Well, generally, it's an ignition, and that can be human caused. Basically, 9 out of 10 fires are human caused. We do have lightning fires, particularly in Canada and the western US, but most fires are human caused, either accidental, sometimes it's arson on purpose, but generally it's accidental.
And that was Professor Craig Clements speaking to me earlier. Algeria says wildfires have killed more than 30 people, 10 of them soldiers, during a continuing severe heat wave. The deaths happened in the mountainous Beaya and Buria regions, where more than 7,000 firefighters are battling blazes. 15,000 people have been evacuated. Algeria's meteorological office has warned that northern areas are likely to see extreme heat until the end of the month.